A good short serve is hard to push aggressively, hard to flick, and hard to banana flick. After their flick, you just counter-drive and pin them down, even to their backhand. Let me tell you why your forehand lacks quality. As the ball comes, your body straightens up first, making your arm late. You should keep your body low throughout the stroke. Your core should stay down, not pop up too early. After her loop, her legs are completely straight, and all the power is lost. You must keep your legs bent. It's the same during the backhand loop. Don't straighten up, stay low. When your legs are engaged, your upper body becomes more compact, and the quality of your shot increases. The moment your legs straighten, you disrupt your arm mechanics. Many players loop like this. Good. Actually, Xiao Kui's problem isn't a technical flaw in her stroke. She's already past that stage. So why isn't her serve and attack working? As we discussed, the reasons are poor positioning after the serve, not understanding her own spin, or not mastering the space and rhythm of the return. Notice I haven't corrected your arm mechanics at all. It's an awareness issue, you're just too panicked. Arm mechanics should be adjusted with multi-ball training, specifically during single-stroke drills. When we get to tactical combinations, it's no longer about the stroke itself. If you go back and just keep drilling your strokes, it's useless. You'll be at the same level in a year. Come match time, you'll face someone with a different push, and you'll struggle again. Xiao Kui's last few shots were much better. When amateurs face this kind of short serve, whether it's spinny or not, they will almost always push it. They can't flick it. This means their only service return will likely be a backspin push. And a backspin return is slow. Based on amateurs' reactions, do you prefer to receive a fast ball or a slow ball? A slow ball, of course. See, the short serve has several advantages. First, serving short and low is relatively easy for you to practice. Second, the return is slow. For older players with slower reactions and footwork, this is a huge benefit. Third, while you might fear the opponent's flick or aggressive push, against this short serve, they can basically only push. Short pips and medium pips players can only push it, long pips can at most scrape it back with topspin. So that means the return will almost always be backspin, right? Isn't that the simplest scenario? If I serve long to their backhand, they can push or they can loop. Their loop will give you trouble with its forward drive and heavy spin. So the return could be topspin or backspin. The topspin could be spinny, no spin, or a power drive. This makes things much more difficult. So why do pros prefer to play simple points? The ball comes back, and I just have to execute this one loop. For example, if their backhand block is strong, I'll loop to the forehand. If their forehand is strong, I'll loop to the backhand. If both sides are strong, I'll loop to the middle. It's simple. Top players start with short play because it gives them a higher probability of winning the point. If you get into long ball rallies, it's easy to be forced into an awkward position. For many amateurs, mastering the short game is a huge barrier. Once you break through it, your rating could jump from 1600 to 1900 instantly. If you build your game around long serves and rallies, it will take a very long time to go from 1600 to 1700, and just as long to go from 1700 to 1800. Because at the 1600 to 1900 level, that first attack after a short return is the hardest shot to defend. We pros also start our training with the short game. One of my favorite tactics is to serve an obvious short side spin topspin. They have no choice but to flick it. After their flick, you just counter-drive and pin them down, even to their backhand. The ball they flick back is much slower than a return from a long serve. Because your serve has a bit of a kick, if they try to flick it hard, it's likely to go long. Try it. Is it easy to loop or not? Short serve, long push. For any player, the transition from a short ball to a long ball is a defensive one. The return will be slow. A good short serve is hard to push aggressively, hard to flick, and hard to banana flick. A long serve is different. Serve one long to my backhand and watch. If I push it back like this, it's hard to loop. Serve another. And if I loop it at you like this, it's hard to block, right? If I aimed that for the wide angle, you would be completely on the defensive. So, amateurs need to understand, having a long serve as your trump card is fine. But the short game must be your secret weapon. Most amateurs who rely mainly on long serves are decent players. But it's true that most of them don't build their game from short play. The short forehand is a huge weakness for amateurs. Just serve there, they push it, and after 2 attacks from you, they'll have no answer. So within your serve and attack system, continue to leverage your strong long serve. But if you can develop 2 or 3 short game tactics, you'll be able to handle any type of opponent. For example, against medium pips, I serve short. Their push won't be very spinny, so I can attack with my backhand or forehand, getting my racket over the table to attack. I'll give you 2 excellent tactics. The first is to serve a short, heavy backspin ball. The spin is so heavy they can't push it long, they'll put it in the net if they try. A semi-spinny serve is easy for them to push long, and that return is not easy to loop. But when you serve heavy backspin, their push will also come back with heavy backspin, so you follow up with a heavy topspin loop. Serve heavy spin, then loop with heavy spin. That's it. They can't punch block it, trying will just result in a faster error. The more they try to absorb it, the weaker the return will be. Even if they get a slow ball back, you'll have the advantage. You must practice this spinny loop, but the serve must be short. If you serve semi-spinny, they can easily push you long. Just master this heavy spin loop, on the backhand side too. I'm not trying to power loop it, I'm deliberately playing a spinny loop. And my shot is slow, consistent, and well placed. This forces errors, your success rate will be very high, and it's extremely difficult for them to defend. Because my serve was so spinny, if I tried to power loop the return, my own error rate would be much higher. No matter how this ball comes back, even if it's just a simple touch, you must loop it with heavy spin. Everyone must use this tactic, it works every time. Second, learn to serve a no-spin or side-spin topspin serve short to the forehand and backhand to force a high push return. They will have to flick it, and after their flick, you attack the wide angle. For example, serve to the forehand, then attack the backhand. Serve to the backhand, attack the forehand. No matter where they flick it, always go for the wide angle. My focus here is on speed and placement. This is not the time for spin or power, it's about speed. Because most amateurs have a low-quality flick, it's more of a push flick. A quick change of direction will finish the point. This is so much easier than dealing with a return from a long serve, and it's a combination of short and long play. Just master these 2 tactics. Keep your long serve, but believe me, this will add at least 3 points to your game. Maybe even more than 3. But there will be a learning process. You might fail to loop your own backspin serve or miss-hit the return of your topspin serve. That's fine. Once you find the right rhythm and positioning, these tactics will be unbeatable, even after 100 matches. After serving backspin, no matter how the opponent pushes it, you must consistently loop with heavy spin. Don't hit a high, loopy ball. A high loop is easy for them to smash. A heavy spin loop and a high loop are 2 different things. This is a high loop. And this is a heavy spin loop. It's low and very spinny. Everyone, don't be fooled by its low trajectory, it has incredible spin. But a high loop is different. Your opponent can smash you right at the peak. Loop it low and spinny, like this. You're lifting the ball but then bringing the arc back down, not driving it forward. Don't let the trajectory of the ball keep rising. If you're my student, with a rating around 1500 to 1800, you just need to perfect these 2 tactics. First, learn how to execute a heavy spin loop, then learn how to rip or drive a topspin return. You'll be unbeatable. I still rely on these to win matches today. You must learn to serve with heavy spin, because if your opponent tries to push it aggressively, it will go into the net. Then, when he pushes it back, no matter what, you must loop it with heavy spin. Because after pushing, trying to instantly control your heavily spinning ball is very difficult for their touch. A power loop might not win the point, he can block it. But a heavy spin loop requires real skill to handle. Everyone is afraid of a spinny ball.